Hello, today is Friday, October 26th. I'm doing my vlog a little bit late this week. It's on time, it's just a lot later for me. And this week I focused on another article in the science section from Tuesday, and it's called "If Smart is the Norm, Stupidity Gets More Interesting." Basically, there's this guy named Dr. Kevin Mitchell, and he's a developmental neurogenicist, and he suggests that rather than focusing on the genetics that are involved with intelligence, we should actually be focusing on the genetics that have been suppressing stupidity over the years. And he argues that because natural selection has allowed certain genes to stick, that allows us to be more intelligent, that now there are actually very few gene variants and that actually affect intelligence left, and genetic researchers are actually having a really hard time finding gene variants that measurably affect intelligence now. I believe the article said that there's been two that have a significant impact on intelligence. So one thing that really caught my attention in this article was the section about developmental stability. And basically, developmental stability is how accurately your body reflects your genetic blueprint. So things such as symmetrical faces and high intelligence reflect high developmental stability. And this is kind of cool because we learned that people are actually attracted more to more symmetrical faces, and if you have someone who's highly intelligent, you're probably going to be more likely to be attracted to them because they're things that are evolutionarily desirable. So you would say that we have this need for high developmental stability because of this blueprint being on track, as they call it. So yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. And I do have some background in intelligence. I did an entire independent study with Dr. Fry last spring about cognitive ability, which is kind of the clean way of saying intelligence, and about cognitive development as well. So I have some knowledge. However, I don't know much about genetics, and I haven't really looked at this aspect of intelligence. But because the intelligence piece of my thesis is becoming much bigger than I anticipated before, I thought it would be a useful thing to read, even though I'm not really interested in the genetics of intelligence. There was a lot of research in this article. Researchers are trying to examine which gene variations actually affect intelligence, like I said before. And this is actually a really hot topic in genetic research as of now. And also everyone cited in the article that gave their input about this semi-radical idea of examining the genes that contributing to stifling stupidity rather than, I'm sorry, I cannot talk today. Rather than the ones that flourish intelligence seem to be experienced researchers in the field. They all have high credentials. And if I were to follow up on this article, I would like to read some scientific articles that these facts come from just to make sure they're accurate. But honestly, this piece does seem really well written, and it doesn't seem like there's a lot of loopholes here. It all seems pretty accurate from what I know, and I have a friend who is really into genetics and intelligence, so it all seems pretty legitimate here. So I believe the New York Times here. And a related link that the article provides is this article about the relationship between fluctuating asymmetry and psychometric intelligence. And this goes back to the topic of developmental stability that I was talking about earlier, and you can read more about this correlation on this article. And I know that I'm going to go back and read it when I have more time because I find it incredibly interesting. So that is about it. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye.